Now for you, man, turning it over to you. So as somebody who's dating right now, I know you got a lit social media account. What's your preferred way of meeting people? How do you like to meet people?
Man, honestly, if I can, it's the organic way, the natural way, just the old school, like in person.
Right,
If I
right.
can meet someone in person and you have that initial conversation with them, you see how they are, and whether it's out, not in a club or anything like that, but it's out doing an activity that I enjoy, or at a museum, at a play, or through mutual friends, that's probably the best way.
You
But
know that the mutual friends route is the number one way people get how they meet and meet the person they're gonna marry.
oh, okay.
It's still the
So
most option. Yeah, it
yeah.
followed by the dating apps
Yeah,
now,
but I
right?
could see that because, you try to surround yourself with like-minded people
Yeah,
like yourself that are on the same level or higher.
right.
So they're going to introduce you to a person like that.
Now, like dating, I can only talk about dating in London versus dating in New York. But how have you found? I know you haven't really dated in New York because you haven't lived there. But there
Yeah.
may have been people that you've met that are from New York. Has there been any differences in the people that you've met, or do you connect with one person versus another type of person? I know you're pretty
Yeah.
open to dating different types of people, but has there been a type of person that you're like, all right, this is really who I rock with the most?
Yeah. I feel like it's a big city thing. And I've dated in New York, dated out here in the UAE, Dubai, Abu Dhabi. It's a big city problem. Everybody complains the same. In New York, you hear men complain, you hear women complain. Here you hear the same thing. And it's about like where are you meeting these people, or the
Right,
intentions that
right,
people
right,
have, because in New York, the same type of woman that I have dated in New York, that's, let's say, the typical, I'm just saying, not the typical, but stereotypical or IG model or something like
Uh
that.
huh.
And what stereotypically comes
They
with
were your
that.
chest, man. Yeah, IG models.
No, I don't want to say
Mike
anything.
is bagging IG
No, no,
models.
no.
That's what he's trying to say. But he wants to be humble about it. I've seen it.
No, no,
I've
no, no.
seen
So,
it.
oh, but no, you know what comes with that. The
Yeah,
the OnlyFans and all that. That exists in New York. That exists out here. That exists in Miami, LA, all the major cities. London, I'm sure that exists.
yeah, yeah.
You know,
Absolutely.
but there are amazing, sweet, and smart people in those cities as well. So it's just where you align yourselves at. And I've just happened to I've met the range of them. So
It depends on what Mike's feeling to see which range you want to go into, right?
what I'm about to tolerate.
Yeah, what you're about to tolerate. But
Yeah.
have you found now that the way people meet 10 years ago versus today is almost exclusively online now, right?
It's crazy because you can meet someone in person, have a great conversation,
Yep.
but they'll always want hey, let me get your social media account. And they want to, I don't know, they want to see what you're doing on social media. And then that's when they'll be even more interested. Like, you live here, you're doing this,
Or
you travel here.
they can
Yeah.
get dissuaded because you can be an F
Yeah,
boy.
exactly.
You could be an F boy.
Yeah, exactly,
You know what I mean?
so it's like you win some, you lose some. Like,
right.
if you're just posting just to like, not show off your life, but just like, these are interesting things, like, to inspire. Because there's not a lot of Dominicans, Puerto Ricans, blacks that are living in the UAE that could travel as freely as we want and
living
experience some
outside the
great
states
things.
or living outside of their home country, right? Like,
Yeah.
just forget the UAE. It's just
Yeah.
whatever. But yeah, man. I mean, it's so funny. Don't you think it's funny how people judge a person's personality based upon their social media now? Because a lot of my friends don't have social media at all.
Yeah.
Maybe 10 years ago that would have been cool, but now people judge them and they're asking the question, why don't you have a social media?
You know what? I think that's just changed now.
Yeah.
Because I felt like a couple years ago, I felt like a lot of women loved when a man didn't have a social media account. He's not famous. He's not for the streets.
Yep.
This and that. That
Now
was
it's like, what is he hiding?
now it's like, what is he hiding? He has a
I'm like-
family?
I'm like, you can't win whether you got one or you don't got one. If you
Yeah.
have one, you don't post. What's he hiding? If you don't have one at all, he's definitely hiding something. If you have
Yeah.
one showing too much, you too short. You an F boy. You
Yeah,
out there in the street. So what's the right? I don't know what the right balance
I
is.
have no clue what
Let
the
me
right
know. Let me
balance
know what
is.
you think the right balance is, so we can give it to the people out here, all the single guys
I
looking
don't
right
know.
now.
But I know what everybody would like is if you got a social media, post whoever you date. And that's the right balance.
Yeah, that's the
as long
right-
as you post the person you dated, and it's
Exactly.
all
But
good.
isn't there, like, now that social media has opened up, Look, I'm in a relationship. Everybody would know that, right?
Yeah.
But I don't post everything about my life, right?
Yeah.
Especially about my relationship. I like to keep that private. So somehow, because when you start opening yourself up to people, comments, criticism,
Yeah.
you don't want to hear all that stuff, especially when a relationship is supposed to be between the two people in the relationship, right?
Yeah.
Assuming it's a two-person relationship, right? But it's so what's been the right balance for you, like before? Like are you the type of guy who, like, you know, when you did have a wifey, you posted to them, or are you now the type to just be like, I'd rather just keep that part of my life private?
You know what's interesting? I went through kind of phases in my dating life, and I probably still need some work. But as you all know, and people that know me know, I was married before, and that relationship was very innocent as far as, bro, I'm posting. You don't care at that point. You posting every day stories, this and that, because that's your person. You never really been heartbroken or disappointed, so you just post freely.
Yeah.
And then when that situation doesn't work out, you know, then you're like, nah, I'm not doing that again. You know, because
Yeah, right.
it sucks when you got to archive. You know what I mean? And then when you online, you're like, yo, this the power couple, this the Jay and Beyonce.
Bonnie
and
and
he
Clyde.
like,
Yeah,
Bonnie and Clyde. And then everybody, yo, what happened? Where's the pictures at? Are you not with so and so? That sucks.
Bro, you know what's the worst part? That I can tell when people are broken up.
Yeah.
Just when their social media activity has changed.
Yeah.
For a significant amount of time, right? Like, let's just say, for example, like Lindsay stopped reposting the podcast, reposting me for like 6 months.
She throw the quotes on or something like that.
It's a wrap. You know what I mean? It's over. It's over with. But
I gotta start living life for me. Like
it is true. And then dudes be acting a certain way too. They be like, dedication to the gym. Nothing. Early bird gets the worm or something like that, right? Like
money on my mind.
Money on my mind. MOH. You know, right? Like it's like, damn, like whatever. But I was never. I think I've never was in a publicized. I think this is the most Instagram visible relationship I've ever been part of, right? And it's just like, you know, reposting and stuff like that. Like I'm not. Everybody knows I'm with Lindsay, right? Like it's not like. It's not like I'm trying to hide that, but I'm not showing them everywhere we go.
Yeah.
I don't. There's trips that me and Lindsay have gone to that she only has those pictures.
Yeah.
Like that's it.
Yeah.
Right. Because I'm the type of person who likes to let's keep it between us.
Yeah.
Right. Like this is for who am I vacationing for? Them or me?
There was actually a study that came out that said couples that remain private, they last the longest.
They last the longest, bro. That is true, and I think me and Lindsay have done a great job at that.